Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of How to Think Like a 2300 Chess Player, in which I play my games, I speak out my thoughts out loud, and just by looking at these videos, तुम्हारी जो rating है ना वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा बढ़ने वाली है. And when I make these videos, I usually play against someone who is like 2200, 2300, sometimes a little bit higher, but most of the time they are, they are not titled players. But for today's episode, we would be playing against a national master. Or you know what? काफी सही गेम था. So without wasting much of your time, let's get started. Okay, so we would be playing against this national master. He is NM with a rating of 2328. So okay, we have a Karo Khan on the board. Let's try. Okay, we are getting exchange variation. C4, I'll play E6. Standard stuff. Knight to f6, knight f3. Usually bishop g4 is also great, but ठीक है वो नहीं हो पाया. We'll figure a different way out. Okay, nice. It takes. Now my bishop is kind of open, so I can develop that as well. Let's try to castle first, so that we have rook e8. Okay, then knight c6, bishop g4, and जो pieces हमारे बहुत ही harmoniously आ रहे हैं. Okay, bishop f5. E3 attacks my bishop. I can take. I can drop my bishop back, or I can take and play knight e4. Is that a good move? You know what? Let's just do it. Let's take knight e4, and yeah, we're putting pressure on the bishop, and we can bring our rook to c8 as well. So ये एक अच्छा plan रह सकता है अपने लिए. Bishop b5. That puts pressure over here. I can take the bishop, attacking the queen, then play, I guess, queen to b6 because there is no rook b1 क्योंकि covered है because of our lovely bishop on f5. Now if it takes, I can take back with the queen and play rook c8, and the c3 pawn जो कि एक backward pawn है, that is under pressure. Okay. What do we have here? Should we play a6? I mean, we can, and we can trade. Still, there is no rook b1. I mean, undoubtedly there is knight e5, but how about we just defend or attack maybe? Yeah, attacking is also fine, I guess. Queen b5. टेक कर देंगे, ये c4 का स्क्वायर कंट्रोल हो जाएगा, एंड कभी ज़रूरत पड़ा तो वी कैन आल्सो प्ले f6 एंड kick the knight out. I want this file to be kind of open, so yeah, f6 now. f6, hit the knight. I don't want to take, but I would really appreciate if he can take my queen, because that would open up the c file for a direct pressure, you know. Okay, cool. We can play bishop d3, attack करते हैं इस पे, and also bishop to c4 back, या फिर bishop e2, कुछ भी चलेगा वैसे honestly. King f7, just a safe move, bringing our pieces, bringing the king to the center. Time पे we are doing all right. थोड़ा clock पे पीछे undoubtedly, but yeah, it's fine. He wants to exchange. I mean, sure, there is no problem. We can go bishop back. Now we are slightly dominating the, what do you call it, the knight, but he has f3 and bishop f5, bishop g6. bishop यहाँ रखते हैं, चलो यहाँ पे रखते हैं so that यहाँ पे आ सकते हैं. We'll try to bring our king in. Let's play g5, stopping any king f4 plans. F4, then h6. Okay, let's start with this. I'm not really that happy because कुछ ज़्यादा ही trade हो चुका है. I wanted to have some pieces on the board, but ठीक है, it is what it is. I think we'll just go back. G4, then we take, or maybe like go back, but then there is F5, जो कि problem हो सकती है अपने लिए. I mean, he's an NM, guys. Okay. He plays it. Take कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे. Or I can just go here. Let's just go here, okay? King d6. Very logical. I would be very happy if I can somehow like take. Well, I don't think that's the case over here. Let's go here, hit the pawn. I think we... Are we winning a pawn? If we take here, then there is this. And yeah, it looks kind of sad. Let's be honest. Bishop idhar ja nahi sakta. And I can't take on g4. So I have to go here. If it takes, then I have king d5. Then I think I'm okay with it. One push. Bishop d3. Tough game it seems. Take करने पे तो draw है, I think. Take, I don't see an infiltration point. I mean, there is only h4 ka break. So yeah, he sent me a draw offer, so I will just take it, man. I think this is going to be the game for today. There is no mistake, there is no blunders, there is no misses, and we'll try to analyze this game. Okay, let's try to analyze this game. और सबसे पहली चीज जो तुम देख सकते हो अपनी स्क्रीन पे, the accuracy of this game. He played with accuracy of 97.1, and for me I had 97.4 की accuracy. Pretty sweet game. अगर तुम game rating यहाँ पे देख सकते हो, I'm not sure if you can see this. He has a game rating of 2800, and for me I got 2750. So that's a lovely game rating there. Okay, let's see game exactly hua kya. So he opened with 1e4. We had Karo Khan on the board. He took exchange variation and he played c4. Now this is called the pan of attack, and usually iske andar there are two variations. In one of the variations I chose is e6. Jiske andar we somehow have like a French structure. My bishop is on c8. Otherwise you can also develop your bishop out. But yeah, we had knight c3, knight f6, standard stuff, developing all our pieces. Knight to f3, bishop b4, pinning the knight. He took, and I was very happy with this take because now my bishop is kind of alive. I can put my bishop out on f5 in the future. He played bishop b2. I played rook e8, pinning the bishop. He castled, and we played knight c6, h3, stopping bishop to g4 ideas, and bishop f5. Very simple, very standard, and everything looks perfect. He started with a3, attacking my bishop. So I just took, and uske baad knight to e4. We are adding more pressure on the bishop on c3, and the knight on e4 is also doing great. Like if you play bishop d3, what was the point of playing bishop to e2 at the very first place? So ठीक है, अपना knight बहुत strong है. He played bishop to b5. I took on c3 because I thought क्योंकि अगर वो b3 मारता है, the c3 pawn is a weakness. I can also play queen to b6. Rook b1 is not possible because of the bishop on f5. And if it takes on c6, queen c6 followed by rook to c8, and the c3 pawn looks a little bit in trouble. Okay, he took back. I played queen b6, queen to a4, a6, takes. And तुम देख रहे हो यहाँ पे मैं queen takes करना better है, but I had a plan in my mind, and having a plan is better than having none, right? So knight e5, we just played queen b5. If it takes, I just open up my pawn. Then यहाँ पे queen to b4 आया, f6, knight went back, bishop to d3, rook to e1, king f7, takes, rook e1. we take back, knight takes, and we drop our bishop back to e4. And I'm planning to play something like we need to put pressure on the knight. Knight has to move somewhere. Not really sure where. Maybe knight f3 only move, and we can take and we can damage the pawn structure as well. No doubt queen b7 checks वगैरह भी रहते. So he took my queen, pawn takes, f3. Now you see, our bishop is like, it's slashing the board in two half. अब ये जो bishop है ना पूरे light square control कर रहा है, and the knight jumps are on c2, d3. These are the only two moves for the knight. So our bishop is dominating his knight. तो king आगे आता है. Obviously he wants to push his pawn so that he has some other squares for his knight. King to e6. And the position looks very standard. g5 kill के f4 stop किया, but he plays g3, preparing f4. We played a5, pushing our pawn push, h6, knight f3, bishop to f5, and we are putting pressure on the pawn on h3. So very simple move, g4 करके bishop को आगे करना पड़ेगा मेरे को, and f5, great move. King idhar, knight went back, we played bishop h3. Sadly, we can't really take because after king to g3, we don't have an escape route for our bishop. So हमें पीछे जाना पड़ा. Obviously, can take, and my king is over here, and it's better for me, I guess. So knight to b3. We pushed our pawn. He went back, bishop to d3, and यहाँ पे I played bishop c4, which was a fine move, but he took, and I took back with my pawn. And he offered me a draw and I accepted, and it's a draw. And it's very simple. ये pawn ये square control कर रहा है, ये pawn ये square control कर रहा है, ये pawn ये square control कर रहा है. This is control. h4 is the only pawn break, and if you do that, I will take back on g5 with my h pawn, and there is no entry point. Legit, there is no entry point. Nothing. And that's why he offered me a draw and accepted it. And yeah, that's the game. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And that's it. Kate Gaming signing off. Goodbye. Peace.